Good afternoon, everyone. So, oops. So you guys heard me say good afternoon like 15 times. Lol. Sorry, I was watching YouTube tutorials. So I apologize to everyone who had to hear that. I was watching YouTube tutorials most of today, along with being on the phone with JP Roth, listening to more of her novels. And the reason why I was watching tutorials was because, I don't know, I haven't done any watercolor for a bit over a year now, and I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of nerve-wracking because it's been a long time, and I don't really remember what I did, how I did it, anything. So, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little apprehensive about starting up watercolor again. Now, for anyone who saw my Facebook Live video that I went and bought this McTeigue set. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but anyway, I bought this watercolor set, and I am going to be watercoloring the comic book that I do the interiors for, which is called Divinica. And the interiors of the book are going to be colored by hand with watercolor. Watercolor, as opposed to Copic marker, which I use most of the time, is a lot faster to fill a whole page with, as opposed to Copic marker. The way that it dries, the way that it works, it's just not as conducive to going fast. Watercolor, on the other hand, is. At least that's what I've found to be true for myself. So, JP Roth really likes the traditionally colored look. So she wants me to, well, she left it up to me, but her preference is traditional colors. That means not colored digitally. So, I thought about it, and of course I would like to do what the author and publisher would like. So, you know, and it's also time for me to not be such a chicken and get used to using these colors. Peyton, hello, welcome to the stream today. So I had in my plan to get the background done for this and already dried before going live today. This is procrastination and chickening out at its finest, because behold, there is no watercolor on said page. I worked out, I talked on the phone with Joe, JP Roth, who this is for. Then when we were done, I watched tutorials so that I could be ready to color, and I have 100% been procrastinating like the chicken that I am. Gabriel, hello! Mark! Thank you. That means a lot. And welcome to the stream today. So, now that I've thoroughly confessed all of my sins for the day to my priest, you guys, I will get to work. William, hello. Welcome to the stream. All right. This is my hex chart for the McTeigue watercolors. As you can see, it took me a little while to learn how to make a swatch chart for watercolor. So these ones blended together. This one started to smush. Then I got really timid and made them way smaller, and then came to a happy medium when it was pretty much done. Classic. Hello, Keeman. So, I this time actually got a hair dryer. It's my hair dryer. So I just brought it and plugged it in. I don't know how much wire I have, so I don't want to yank too hard. But anyway, I have my hair dryer here to hopefully speed up the process a little bit. Thank you, Gabriel. I feel so much better. For people who see this on YouTube, Gabriel Black just said, "Bless you, my child. Tutorial Twitch sins are forgiven." because on YouTube it doesn't show the chat. So I'm going to start calling out some of the fun ones because it's awesome. If you guys don't want me to be calling out your comments, I guess don't be funny. Yeah, you check it for me, please. Okay, will do. All right, so the first thing that I'm gonna do, because I want the whole background to be purples and vibrant blues, I don't want those on her skin. So you guys have hung with me while I've done my masking before. I've never done this on watercolor paper. So to be honest, I don't know how well it's gonna work, but you know, here's to trying. This is like the time for me to learn all this stuff, so I might as well. But because I want to I want to make it like smooshy with aggression. Aggressive smoosh. So I'm gonna cover it with masking. This is like, it's called Mask It. It's by Express It. So I believe Express It is an Australian brand. It was just the masking paper that my art store here had. And something that I realized I probably am gonna need to go purchase, poor Dan and my poor wallet, is I need to varnish these at the end. I saw that with watercolor, a lot of artists actually do varnish watercolor when they're done. That I didn't know. So I learned a lot this morning, just BT dubs, even though I was aggressively procrastinating. Things were learned. Juan, I just came from the dentist. Oh no, I'm so sorry, Juan. I've had a fair few of those. Hello, Shane. You're yelling at us today, huh? So, me and my artist nails are never great for getting these off. I don't generally have long nails. My nails are always just a disaster. I've really managed to try to pull my shit together when it comes to most things. Like, I can do my own hair. I can cut my own hair when it's short. Now Dan trims it for me. But when it comes to, and I really like makeup and all the girly things, but when it comes to nails, I am just useless, hopeless, and can do nothing. Yeah, really. Oh, I'm so sorry, Juan. I would never slap you. I can't decide if I should do this upside down or this way. I guess this way. Now, the base, she's going to be sitting on white or snow, basically. So I do actually need this whole part to be covered as well, because I'm going to be starting up here with some very dark purples, and then it's going to go almost to a like cyan color behind her, and then kind of a mix of like a brighter blue. And then she'll be on snow. I was going to do that stinky masking fluid stuff, that stuff that just smells horrible. I was going to do that to like knock out all the flowers, but in the end, I think what I'm going to do is paint the flowers with acrylic. I don't know if that's the right call, but it's the call I've made, so oh well. Probably need to find a way to conserve this stuff a little bit better. maybe when I peel it off, I can reattach it to a few other spots. This is, however, a big piece of paper and a lot of space to cover. So for now, I'm okay with the fact that I just wasted a whole sheet. Devin, welcome to the stream today. Poor Juan, I'm so sorry. All right, so I'm getting out my trusty X-Acto blade, and I'm sorry that you guys are having to stick with me on this part. This is my procrastination coming to bite everyone in the ass, I suppose. Chomp, chomp. Stone Curva, welcome to the stream today. All right, so I'm going to be cutting out her. She's definitely not going to be colored here. I need to protect her, and I need to protect some of the ribbon, and I also need to protect the jar. Her hair I'm going to color black, so I don't really care. And also I might try to give it a little bit of a halo, because I can fill in little bits. I can't really take out color once it's there, right? So I'm going to be working a little bit like that. The gold I'm not too worried about, because I'm going to use any of the different types of metallic gold paint that I have, and that stuff is so opaque it'll go over anything, so I'm not really worried about it. Yes, it really is, Wayne. Run and hide, I'm telling you. I gotta admit though, I am pretty freaking excited about this this color scheme. So what I did is I sent a few swatches that I keep, just like basic swatch ideas, and I sent some to Jo and asked her like which one she liked, and so she picked out one that's deep purples, turquoise, and some like almost a magenta style color. So it's gonna be hopefully a very vibrant piece. The magenta I'm gonna handle by doing the flowers, right? Because in the deepest parts of a sakura flower, or in the parts where they are the most saturated, it can almost be magenta, and then they go to white or a light pink. So I'll be doing all of that, and the pink will be handled by the sakura flowers, which will be glowing. The jar is going to be glowing. The blues and purples are going to be in the back. Tay, this character, has a turquoise-esque green. It's turquoise, but it's hewing more towards green, let's say. Outfit. So it's perfect. It all should work. I know, me too, Gabriel. Though I'm nervous to work with them, for sure. From what I've read, they are highly pigmented. Now, I don't know if they're like as pigmented as, say, acrylic ink, but this is pretty, these are pretty intense colors, and usually watercolor, when it dries, it desaturates, right? I guess kind of like Copic marker in that way. These are so bright, and they are as bright as when I put them down on the paper and they were still wet. So I'm actually really surprised at how vibrant these are. As you can see, some of the colors retain, like they almost have a graininess to them. So like they really show up the texture of the paper. Some of the other ones really don't, and they almost decrease the texture of the paper. This paper that Schmincke gives with their palette, or their little pan set, is a lot more textured than any paper I plan to use ever. Unless I, get given some paper and I try it for fun. But I'm a hot press person. I like as smooth paper as can be gotten. Yeah. You know, when I think about it, I feel like Dan actually stepped away when it was time to pay the bill. So he was probably like, I don't even know if I can handle this. It was intense. It was almost double what I was expecting it to be. But one really good thing about Schmincke watercolor is that it's archival. It's light fast. So it's not going to fade when you get an original or when you get, you know, a commission or something done with this colors. It's supposed to last. And that's really cool because someone was telling me that actually Copic markers are not light fast. Oh, that's fantastic, Devin. And you know what? Now I'm going to think of that every time I see that. Oh my God. It's going to get stuck in my head every day. That's the worst. You're mean. Yeah, also true. You guys were like, buy it all. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, Juan. So this is like a little scarf thingy that she has coming down from her hair in two places. Eventually I want to get one of those little X-Acto blades that swivels. That'll be really awesome. Alright, I'm going to look up in a sec, you guys. Catch up on some comments. So I'm giving about a 1 millimeter barrier around the jar. Because I want this to be glowing anyway, so I don't super care. Oh no. Oh, thank you, Aftermac. Hello, Lee. Welcome to the stream today. So, you know, there's always the part with watercolor where it has to look really crappy to start with in order to start looking good. So, a lot of this stream is probably going to be dedicated to the crappy part. All right. I am looking for something. So one thought is that this particular cover that I'm doing for JP Roth is going to be made to kind of complement a cover that I did for REM8. Gosh, I don't even know. In 2013. So can somebody math for me real quick? It's like 6 years later. So it's gonna, it's supposed to complement it. So I just want to get the horizon line kind of similar. Hello, Don Lee. All right, I'm going to see if I can really be saving here and save all these extra little pieces. So it's picking up some of the pencil, which honestly I'm fine with because it's because I wanted the pencils to be kind of lighter anyway. Yes, it's the lanterns. That's right. Well done, Devin. It's it's on my, it's a holiday cover from REM8, and I'm not sure which one it is, which number it is. Probably issue 1. And it's of Bex, her friend, and she's holding a lantern. Here we go. Hello, Snow! It's so good to see you here. Is everything going well? Are you just super busy? There we go. I got a big old bunch. So this stuff I will save for later because it's always handy to have some excess. You know, for like little things, sometimes I'm just being lazy, or I feel like, well, it's not worth wasting a whole sheet of masking Frisket for, you know, X little job. But if I already have some like scrap Frisket, I'll feel a lot better about using it, and then I can actually use what I need. 3 stories by the end of the month. Oh my God. I wish you speed, Snow. Retro Verly BT. Thank you so much for the follow and welcome to the stream. And if I said your name wrong, I'm really sorry. All right. I'm not going to mask out these little twig bits. There's just literally no point. And I'm going to cut all the way into her little hair comb thingy. Because again, the spikes I can put in at the end. I have very nice opaque gold that I'm going to use. So I'm really not concerned about stuff like that. It's mostly so that I don't get purple on her. Because I really want to work the background, and I don't want to be worried about the character while I'm working on the background. And her sleeves are technically going to be black. So I don't really need to worry about the sleeves, but I'm still going to mask them out just because. Well, I honestly don't know for sure. Tigger fan, hello! Welcome to the stream today. And Mr. E, yay, I'm glad you could make it. I honestly don't know, Gabriel, if the masking is gonna work. I talked to Mike Chrome, and he said that he used it for a couple of his pieces, but he wasn't using watercolor paper, even though he was using watercolor and watercolor ink. So in theory, it should work, but I don't know for sure. how it's going to take on watercolor paper. So this is all going to be an experiment. You think it might run? Bummer. Well, that's why I'm leaving a little bit of a halo around her. Really, the part that I need to protect the most is in here. And maybe I'll just try to be careful or something. I don't know. There really isn't much else I can do besides using that rubbery, stinky shit. No, thank you, Mystery. Yeah, I guess in some places I am cutting it pretty close, Gabriel. But on her arm right here, I'm painting it all black anyway, so I'm not too worried. Oh, okay. Have fun doing the laundry, Mr. E. I'm using some of these excess little pieces. If they're too small to be used, I'm just chucking them. But any of the other ones, I'm kind of filling in down at the bottom where I want a little bit more. Yeah, watercolor kind of works like that, Gabriel. Hello, Kenny. But I want the background to be super smooshy, and for that reason I do need to use a lot of water. I want it really blended and super soft, and for that I'm gonna need to really saturate the paper. So my hope was that this would actually work. We won't know. Scraps! Yay! Hooray for scraps! Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Christina. It's already a little bit too late. I've already cut it, so I'm just going to have to work with what I've got. Okay. I'm just saving. I did a quick scribble on the computer to see if the colors that I wanted to do will match. So I've got a vibrant-ish blue, and then it goes to a dark purple in the corner. So that's what I have planned. And for that, I was thinking to use this blue and, well, I like this blue, but I don't like the texture it has. So I might use, let's see. Hey, Quartz. Sorry, Kenny, I don't know what to tell you. Everything is off. Like, I don't have my headphones, my speaker on or anything. All right. Yes, I made the chart. Well, the chart came with the palette, and then I just put the colors on, and I've never really done it before. So as you can see, I went too wide here. They started to bleed into each other. So then I really pulled back and made them really skinny, and then kind of found the happy medium right at the end. All right. Well, here goes nothing. So I got this brush to hopefully put some water on the paper, but not make it like super saturated. I'm going to zoom out so hopefully you guys can see a little bit more. So this is my first time using this brush. I have a jar of water over to the side. So I'm trying to give the paper a little bit of a sheen. I've never used Arches paper before, so this is my first time. And we'll have to see how this goes and how I, apparently, from what I've read, every paper takes the watercolor slightly differently. So not all watercolor papers are created equal, I have learned, as of this morning. So I don't want it like too wet, and I think that's something that I've done with some of my previous pieces, like a year ago, is I make the paper too wet. So this time I'm trying to do a little better, and it's mostly just damp. Sorry, Kenny, I don't know what to say. Everything is kind of normal on my end for what I usually do. Does anyone else have an echo? So no echo for anyone else. Okay, so I'm starting with 472. I'm still using it. So it's Schmincke color 472. It's like a purple. And the reason why I know is because I actually wrote the numbers on the inside. Yeah, it really helped for me to number them. I'm so glad that I did that because otherwise I would be a little bit screwed. Okay, now I'm switching to a little bit of 494. Check out that blue! 494. It's like a really brilliant blue. I love this color. Oh, that's amazing, Wayne. So right now I'm just wanting colors to mix together and smoosh. I need to go a little darker up here. Hey, Kylie! So this is the smooshy underpaint, as it were. I will then go in and do another couple washes in a minute to hopefully get a bit more texture in here. I might do this. Just let some of it run down. Sorry if you guys can't really see what I'm doing right now. There we go. Purple smooshes, that's right. So this really pretty blue that I have right here, that when I got it from Schminke, the paper was actually stuck to it. So I can't actually get at the blue very easily. I might have to scrape this. So there's a whole layer of paper from the wrapper on it. Which is a little bit irritating. Guys, I'm so sorry about the echo. I don't know what to say. I only have the one mic. All right, it's a little too dark right there. It's not quite the color I want. All right, let's get a little bit more of this turquoise in there. That's great, Juan. Star Destroyer, thank you. No, I only have Twitch open on my computer. I only have one version of Twitch open, and when I first started the stream, I did have my speaker on, but then I went and turned it off. So I'm probably going to have to layer color in order to get the vibrancy that I want while also still retaining some of these colors. I'm switching to a little bit of a firmer brush here. Kara's lurking. That would be funny. Oh, I hope so, Kylie. This is when it looks really, really ugly. Like, honestly, to me, it doesn't matter who you are. This stage of the watercolor, when anyone is working on it, and I've watched some people that are masterful, amazing painters, and just this part, I can't. I look at it and I'm just like, oh my God, this is not gonna turn out. But I at least have enough, my mini experience tells me that, you know, it has to look bad before it looks good. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad that you guys at least like the color scheme and what hopefully is happening here. Okay, now I'm just crumpling up a paper towel and kind of lightly dabbing into it because I do want it to be looking like it's getting colder at the bottom, right? This is all, it's still supposed to be like a wintry theme. So down at the bottom will be snowy. That's awesome, Wayne. Yes. All right, now I'm really going to hurt your guys' ears for a second. I apologize, but I'm just gonna blow dry some of this to expedite the process. And I'm not doing it with hot air. I'm kind of doing it with cool air-ish. I don't know. Okay, I'm trying to pick up a ton of paint. All right, time to get some little runnies happening. We want some vibrant color coming down that page. Vibrant! So I'm painting up at the top and it's slowly creeping down. I might creep it in a little bit that way, creep it over a little bit more that way. We're just gonna dance the color around a little bit. It's happy dance time. Philip, hello! Oh yes, I brought my hair dryer earlier. Yes, I have a masking film over the character. That's what's helping her not pick up all the color. Okay, don't want it to pool like that. I need a darker purple now, so I'm going to go to 476. 476, here we go. Hello, Welsh Wacky. I love your name. That's amazing. I'm doing good. Okay, so this is a little bit more of a blue purple than I had in mind, but you know what? It's going to look great. Happiness. For the epic smoosh. I need a little bit more purple up in the right-hand corner. You're just gonna crack me up the entire time, aren't you, Wayne? Oh, this is just the beginning to artist life. Oh, yay! I'm glad you enjoyed that, Welsh Wacky, but it's such a cool name. All right, so I'm gonna put a little bit more purple up here in this corner. So it's the purple I have over here because you know, in order for stuff to look like it's glowing, you do need to have a sufficient amount of dark. So that's what I'm doing right here. And then I'm gonna have to pull the colors a little bit so that they're not making these intense grooves in the paper. So I'm gonna have to pull them out a little bit, which is not fun. Okay, now I need to pull these down a little bit. Get a little bit more cyan right behind her head. So this part is kind of the backwash. I want it to be smooshy and messy because afterwards then I'm going to go in and add in more texture and color, but there needs to be something that I can start with, right? So that's what I'm trying to accomplish right now. And I don't want all this pooling. The paper really can't take much more right now. It can take more later, but not at the moment. I'm just going to pick up some of the color and mix it around with this brush. All right, I'm sorry I'm missing everybody's comments. I'll catch up in just a sec. All right, blow dryer time. Prepare your ears. I'll answer a couple questions and let it keep drying. I've never tried watercolor. I'm sure I'd suck at it. Yeah, Kylie, I am such a control freak that watercolor is very challenging for me as well. But you know what's, I feel like watercolor is the best discipline for those of us that are a little bit control freaky in our artistic work, because it forces you out of control. You can't control it. There's really nothing you can do. So you have to just kind of let it do what it does. And that's a really great thing about watercolor. Honestly, I don't know if you can feel when the paper is close to giving. Guys, I am so new with watercolor that I could be doing everything wrong. Who knows? Oops, it's still wet. That's so sweet, Wayne. God, I hope so. No, thanks, guys. You guys are really, really helpful and so encouraging. That's so awesome, Welsh Wacky. So, once this part is dry, then I'll start putting some more layers that I know that now it's not going to blend the same, but that's good because now I want to put some stuff on top of it to give it a bit more vibrancy and texture to the background. You're getting the feedback as well? Quartz, in my case, I felt like it needed to happen once I pretty much was gonna start over blending the colors. Then I'm just like, okay, I need to stop. I wanted it somewhat blended, but I didn't want it to where it just becomes a giant soup of colors that have mixed together too much. Okay, so I've just got my brushes resting on a paper towel. I'm still learning though, you guys, so you know the best place to look right now is go on YouTube, go watch Tony Moy. He is incredible with watercolor and he's here on Twitch. I'm still not in the position where I feel like I can start schooling anyone because I really have no idea myself. This is a learn by trial and error. Hopefully more trial, less error, fingers crossed. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get this bit of paper off my color. What is happening? It almost looks like there's a hard block in the center of this color. Like right here, I thought it was just the paper, but it's like a hard piece of plastic right in the center. And like, see, I'm just getting the color from like in there and on the sides. It's super odd. Yeah, I wish, Wayne. Okay, so now I need to get a bit more of the magenta purple. Sure, Welsh. Hello, River Dragon. Okay, so I know that it's going to make those little water things, and I'm okay with that because I want it to look almost like snow or little snowflakes around. Hello, Dunkzilla. I'm doing bright pink on top at the very end with acrylic because I'm going to have sakura flowers flying all around, and those will be done at the very end. So this is all going to look icy. That's my hope anyway. So I'm actually going to do a bunch more in a super watered down cyan. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Adam. Yo-Yo, welcome to the stream. Thank you, love. Okay, I know that in some places it's going to be pushing the color away and creating like little frosty stars. And then in other cases it's going to stay where it is. So I'm kind of trying to learn to use the elements of watercolor and the different things that watercolor does with itself. As trippy as that might sound. And I'm someone that kind of shies away from texture. So I'm trying to get more texture in my work. So this is, you know, it's forcing me to work on some of the things that I am so scared shitless of. And now, literally, I'm just kind of trying shit. Worst thing that has to happen, worst thing that could happen is that it doesn't work, this looks terrible, and I have to start over. I scanned the line art so I can always redo that. Thank you, Adam. It's been a while. So yes, I am very scared. Maybe you guys could hear it in my voice. Oh well. Watercolor takes me out of my comfort zone in such an aggressive way I can't even. I'm just borrowing some of the paint from over there and I'm adding it in over here. Yay, snow! Thank you, Yo-Yo. Yes, only happy accidents, right? Ooh, fun. So I'm mixing some blue up into the purple, and that actually looked kind of nice. Let's try that again. So I'm getting a vein of really bright blue traveling up the purple. I've never tried this before. Let's put a big vein of blue in there too. Oh, thank you, Christina. Oh, wow. Thank you, Wayne. That means a ton. Now I'm just pulling some of these colors back down. Okay, now I'm getting a much darker purple and I'm just gonna let it stay in this corner while this is still wet. Because now I don't really want it to create that halo, I just want some purple in here. So I'm just gonna mix it around and kind of let it stay there. So this is a darker bluish purple, which is gonna help bring in a little bit of a darker contrast against this light blue in surrounding her. And I'm hoping that that's going to, it's gonna help her stand out a little bit more. And then maybe I'll use this brush as kind of like a little bit of a stipple situation to kind of frame the whole piece with like specks or something. And then, you know, once I'm done with the background, I won't be done until the very, very end of the entire drawing or painting because she's gonna have like sakura flowers, so like cherry blossom flowers floating all the way around. And those cherry blossom flowers are going to be glowing, and they're going to be pink and white. So that I'm going to do with acrylic paint, so that I can work with a bit more of an opaque situation. But I need to bring in that contrast now. Oh, that's awesome, Adam. So this is to frame the whole cover. So I'm going to grab this now and just start mixing it a little bit here and there. I'm just kind of lightly bouncing it on the paper a little bit. Oh wow, Sam, thank you so very much for the raid. That's amazing. Guys, I really appreciate that. Sam, I love your art. How's it going? Thank you so much. Yay, welcome everyone. All the new people that just joined me with Sam and his incredible artwork. Thank you for joining me here. I am currently working on a cover for REM8, and I'm doing it in watercolor. Watercolor is not my forte, but I'm trying to do it anyway. What were you working on today, Sam? And for any of my followers here, if you haven't been introduced to Sam, Sam, could you post a link to your art so that they can see your work? If you don't mind. I can imagine that you need to run, which is why you did the raid. But if you can take a minute and show everyone your work, I'd love everybody to see the incredible art you do. Guys, he is kick-ass. Big time. Okay, guys, go take a look at Sam's work, and definitely give him a follow on Instagram and here on Twitch. He is epic. I'm gonna make sure I'm following you. I'm sure I must be. I know I'm following you on Twitch, but let's see. Sam. All right, I wasn't. I feel much shame that I wasn't following you on Instagram. That's terrible, but I just did now. Everybody, please follow Sam. His work is amazing. I was following you on Twitch. I do follow you on Twitch. Thank you so very much for being here and for bringing your people. I appreciate it a ton. It's something I love so much about the Twitch community is that, you know, I get to know so many more artists. And see their incredible work and get to talk to them, which is like something that we could never do on a normal basis because we're all like in our bedroom or in our art room, just like drawing away. What were you working on today, Sam? Oh, sweet. Well, I'll go check it out for sure. And I promise you a very happy, handsome undead boy. Nice. I love it. No, I got the sarcasm for sure. Well, guys, it is just such an honor to get a raid by Sam. Thank you so very much. And for everyone that came with Sam, thank you so much for joining him on the raid. I know you have a choice to join or not, so thank you so much for joining. Yeah, Sam is truly incredible. And thank you. Yikes, I'm so sorry, guys. I've been like all in the art and stuff that I haven't thanked everyone who just gave me a follow here on Twitch. Thank you so very much. I'm a comic book artist. Technically, I am a penciler by trade. Digital coloring and traditional coloring are all pretty new to me. I do use Copic marker for commissions and stuff like that, but I'm starting to venture into colors for the work that I do. So right now I'm working on a cover, but technically what I'm actually doing for work is I'm working on interiors right now. And so that's kind of like the inside of a comic book and all the pages inside. I am drawing and coloring those for a series called Divinica. And it's a really cool story that has a lot of it based in mythology, and it's really focusing on goddesses specifically in mythology. And we're doing them from all different pantheons, so there's going to be a lot of different regions, different cultures that I get to draw, which is so exciting for me. And I'm doing all of it traditionally with watercolor. So I better learn fast. So this is me outside of my comfort zone, smooshing shit around. Welcome and enjoy. So I've got a few hard edges, which I don't really want around her, so I'm going to try to touch those up real quick. Yes, we got a raid. I'm so grateful. Thank you again, Sam. For anyone, again, I'm going to nag you. If you haven't followed Sam here on Twitch or on Instagram, he posted his link to his Instagram. You got to follow him in both places. It is a must-do. He is an amazing digital painter and you do a lot of game art, right? Which is really cool. I have mad respect for game artists. I couldn't. Like, that's some really, like, top-tier digital painting that I just know. Concept art style stuff. Fuck, that's so cool. Yay, go Christina. Wolf King, Wolf Knightley, thank you so much for the follow. How did you, if you don't mind my asking, actually you probably get asked this all the time, Sam. So if it's a question that you're like, oh God, I don't want to answer it, that's fine. Just tell me so, because that's way okay. But how did you, how long have you been working in game art, and how'd you get into that? Origami Unicorn, thank you so much for the follow. Good after Mac, well done. Thanks for following Sam, everybody. It is definitely worth it. So I'm just trying to soften a few little edges here. I feel that right here it's lacking vibrancy. I might need to just add some pink in there or something, because I know that watercolor can tend to desaturate a little bit when it dries, and I want mega saturation. Which is not even really something that I do all that often. I'm not a real high, extremely vibrant colored girl. As you notice, I pretty much am always in like shades of gray. Okay, Sam says, it's actually been a really random path so far. First got a job at a game studio. From then on, it's been a lot of freelance I've done with Adobe. Wow. Fancy. That's awesome, though. Well, that's cool because then you get to kind of, you know, pick and choose a little bit and go kind of, oh, this is going to sound so campy, but like go where your heart leads you in artistic ventures, which is fantastic as far as I'm concerned. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit more whacking and thwacking. I know, so very Disney princess of me. Oh well. No, my princess twirl is a rare special treat. Only when I'm wearing a dress, which is basically never. All right, so actually all in here, I'm not going to labor over it a ton because her hair goes right here. And she has long black hair. And then the plan is that where her long black hair is, so, you know, I'm kind of doing it like a really big chunk. As you guys know, I get really into it and I'll do the twirling hair and it swirls all over the place. I'm not doing that this time. Her hair is going to be basically one big long chunk right here. And the reason for that is because these letters are going to glow onto the hair. Think disco ball style. It's honestly the best way I can express that to you without sounding even more stupid than I just did. So, Snow, okay, I missed that. You said that you went to Kensington Art Supply? Say what? When? The day that I was there? If you were there when I was and you didn't say hi, I'm going to be most upset. And you didn't say hi? What is... What? Roth. I'm angry. Why didn't you... Oh, man, that's such a bummer. Yeah, I know exactly why you didn't say hi. Do I? I can't believe it. Nah. Yeah, I'm super bummed that you didn't say hi, Snow. Are you serious? So Snow is actually in the video? Yeah, Kylie, you better have. Oh my God, or I would have never forgiven you. I'm not sure I'm gonna forgive you either, Snow. It's debatable right now. I would definitely want you to say hi. You were in the pencil section? Man, I'm so sorry. And I'm so sad. True, you did, and I will love you forever for those post-its. Fair enough. I have been shut down. Oh, the pencil. Hold please, I will look. My guess is salmon pink. I just realized I've been sort of ignoring this whole bottom part, and now I've got myself a few little watermarks to deal with. So 1 second. I'm gonna need to go change my water too. All right. Let me get that colored pencil. It is salmon pink, number 071. Hair will cover some of them, and then white, I'm gonna put like white, so I'm gonna use like acrylic white over here, and then I'm gonna put flecks of snow around. So like literally the background, honestly, as much as it kind of scares me to have this much texture, this much texture is good. I need a lot of texture, so I need to just stop pretty soon. I don't want you guys to make me stop just yet, but pretty soon I'm gonna tell you that I need to stop. Oh my God, they are so freaking funny. Guess what, Snow? In New York Comic Con, I have them all over my originals, right? And I had them over like a little sketch, and the couple that bought the sketch were like, don't take the post-it off. It's probably one of our favorite parts. So it was like, it was part of the sale to leave the cat butt post-it on there. I think I used the dog ones. Yay, thank you, Kylie. That means so, so, so much. Oh my God, day made. Okay, so I need to stop soon. Don't make me stop yet. It was so random that I went into that. I know, and it's so perfect because I love them so much. They make me so happy. Okay, I just want a little bit more pink in here. This is looking a little dull, and if I'm gonna have to have that color there, it should at least not be so dull. Deanna's pencil case is so good. She loves it. All right, I'm gonna stop now. This is good. It needs to dry. So I'm gonna go get, I'm gonna get some new water and look at the disaster that I have created. So this is the current mess. Now we're gonna start switching to the rest of the piece. So her hair is kind of the thing that I'm gonna do at the very, very end because it's, well, semi-end. because it's black, right? So I want to have like her skin done, the colors of her clothes and all of that finished, and then I'll go in and start adding the hair. So next is probably going to be her skin tone. Ooh, scary. Yeah, thank you to Artist Life. Yay, thank you, Adam. That's great to hear. And these are REM8 tones. So REM8 kind of has a palette, and these are very much the REM8 palette. Now, over all of this, there's going to be some falling snow, so I'll just flex some white on it. And then there's also going to be falling, glowing sakura leaves, petals and flowers. I'm going to do that with acrylic paint. The glow itself, I will probably try to do some of it with colored pencil, and then the rest, because I don't personally own an airbrush. If I did, I would use an airbrush, but I don't. So I'm going to have to probably do that digital. So make it glow with just like a pink set to Color Dodge or something, and add a little bit of glow onto them just to make them pop. Exactly, Mr. E. Yes, she has so much gold on her, Kylie, that I'm just going to use the gold paint on her like I did with Magu and do the same thing. Ooh, and then also something that I have is these iridescent colors. Oh wow, look at my gnarly ass nails. But anyway, these colors are sort of holographic. This is really only happiness fun time for me and whoever owns the original. No one else is really going to get to see stuff like this because the scanners don't pick up these kind of colors, but it'll look so pretty on the original. So I'm probably going to also make the flowers glow with these like iridescent paints. It's so much fun. Okay, 1 second, you guys. Sorry. Yes, these are the ones that I used for the koi crying Magu. All right, so give me a second, everybody. We can just do interlude music. I need to go change out my water and rinse out my brushes. I will be less than 2 minutes, okay? Do 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 do. Okay, I'm back. Thanks for sticking around and waiting for me to get back, everybody. That was extremely nice of you. All right. So, I think now it's time to pull off the mask. So first thing I'm going to do is just get a little piece of tissue and make sure that I'm not going to be sending water drops where I don't want water drops to go. So I'm just drying it off a little bit. the shoe thief. Thank you, Philip. And thank you so much to everybody who is here watching the live stream. This cover, as far as I know, is going to be released in comic book stores. And this one is a REM8 cover, the holiday edition for JP Rothic, which is JP Roth, my friend. So it will be coming out, I'm not entirely sure when, but sometime in, I don't know, November or December. I'll, of course, keep you all updated on when exactly it's coming out and where you can get it. I believe it's going to be available at your local comic book store, but I'll keep you informed if that's what happens. Yes, true story, Adam. All right, so all I'm doing right now is lifting up the masking film that I've had covering the art. Now, some parts of this masking film do have a bit of paint under them. It really only got under it in one spot. So this stuff works pretty good. It might be because I'm using hot press paper, which is less textured. So this stuff is able to actually cling to the paper a lot better than if the paper were extremely textured. So I'm using very lightly textured watercolor paper. It's the least textured one I've been able to locate. So this is an Arches hot press watercolor paper. And I think it's a lot less textured than your average watercolor paper, and that's why this stuff worked. So the only places where it actually went through is right here in that part of the ribbon and right over here in this part of the ribbon. So these are the only two spots that actually got color under it. So I'm okay with that. That's all right. All right, so I'm just checking that. All right, so now it is skin tone time. Ooh, scary. All right, so I'm gonna use a smaller brush. This is not a very big, it's not a very big area that I need to fill. I think though that I'm gonna play it safe and I'm gonna start with her chest. Just to, you know, ease in. Polyester Kit, thank you for the follow. So I'm gonna probably use some of my smaller brushes for this. This is an 8, yeah, okay. So I'm gonna use an 8 and a 3, and then technically this is for blending. It's my peacock brush. I know it's a fan brush and whatever, but I'm gonna call it my peacock. So this is my peacock brush, and she said that it's really good for blending two colors together. So like, I need to put shadow here because this is the light source, right? So this whole area of her face needs to be in shadow, this part needs to be in light, and I'm gonna blend the shadow like this, hopefully. All right, need more paper towels. So I was watching a YouTube video from another watercolor painter who was amazing, and his watercolor paintings looked real. I mean, he painted water and it looked like a photograph. And he said that he actually doesn't wet the paper nearly as much as most painters do. And he showed some of his technique. I'm telling you, YouTube is the best thing for artists. You can learn so much so easily, and there's so much information readily available to you that like it's crazy and wonderful in so many ways. So I'm gonna try that out. He didn't even wet the paper at all. He just put down his colors. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, YouTube is amazing. All right, so I've never used these skin tones before, but I'm leaning towards at least starting with this one. Now, see, I've got the little arrows there because I did these wrong. So this is actually number 230, and this is number 667. And I think I'm gonna use this for the most part. So number 667. Okay, I see it. So I'm mixing a little bit here. And then I'm going to get some 356. 356 is a nice light reddish tone, and I'm going to put that over there just in case I need to add it to her skin anywhere. Hello, Ultimate! Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad you like them. So I've got a little bit of red, and I'm going to get a little bit of this yellow, and it needs to be majorly watered down. So if I need any of these colors, I'll use them. This is a nice blue. If I need to do any mixing of blues and purples into her skin, I've got that as well. So this is barely any water. And here we're going to see skin through those gold honeycombs. So I've added in that tone as well. $782. I'm getting a little bit of gray. And it's kind of a neutral gray tone. Let's try this brush out. Oh my goodness, it's so much fun. I plan to do mixed media on her skin tone. So once this part is complete, I'm probably going to do a lot of the rest with a mix of watercolor and colored pencil. Oh, sorry, my head was in your guys' way. Adam, I'm sorry I haven't been able to read your your comment or question yet. I will in just a second. The watercolor pencils yet. Yeah, I used them with Divinica issue 4 for Magoo. I did use those colored pencils. I haven't used them since, but yeah, I plan to again for this book. Oh no, I'm so sorry, Snow. Thank you, Mark. I'm so glad that you're finding it interesting. Alright, I need to clean that one spot out a little bit because this actually would be catching the light as well. Oh no, I'm so sorry, Adam. I need to erase some of this, get it more in highlight. So I'm getting like a blue-gray to add down here. I had to kind of erase that because I needed to clean it up a little bit. So my plan with the watercolor on her skin is I'm going to do the underpaint with watercolor, and then I'm going to do some of the over coloring and the more detailed shading with colored pencil. So that is my plan. As far as getting the watercolor pencils at the art store, they didn't have the ones I was looking for, so I really wasn't able to buy them last time. But that's actually fine because I do have a Faber-Castell set, so I'll just stick with that until next time. I feel like spending a boatload of money. Okay, so I need this whole back part in shadow. So right around her neck does look intensely dark. It's going to lighten over time as it dries. But then all of this is going to be really touching. I mean, it's going to be getting a direct light from the... it's going to be getting a pretty direct light from the jar right there. I did. I spent a ton, Snow. Now, of course, I don't want her neck to just look like tendons. So I will be softening some of this up a little bit. But I find skin tone still very challenging with watercolor. So I'm doing the underpaint, and then I will go over some of it with colored pencil and maybe even some Copic marker. Now I'm adding some blue-gray in here, since this part would be a little bit more in shadow. Now I'm actually just pulling it out with more water. I'm actually going to cover her lips too, because those I do like to tone afterwards. Thank you, Wayne. So I'm adding in some purple here because really the shadows for this particular piece would be very much in the cool tones. All right, I'm gonna leave it like that because the rest I'm gonna take care of with colored pencil. So once this dries, then I'm gonna start going in with my watercolor colored pencils. And I'm just trying to get actually some of these shadows in here, which I realized I should probably have mapped out at least. Oh, Keeman, you're back. So I'm just adding in some purples in places. So right now I'm literally just working with some of the leftover purples that I had from the purples and blues that I had from the background. Thank you, Keeman. Just feet, Wayne. And thank you so much. I hope you're feeling better. Take care. I'm just blending this part so that there's no harsh lines because I don't like them. Even though a lot of this is going to be covered, I still want the underpaint there. Okay, so now I'm going to get my watercolor colored pencils and start adding in a bit more opaque color. So I have two types of colored pencil. I have these are Faber-Castell watercolor colored pencils, which means that I will be, I can blend these with water, I can paint over them and paint with them, but they're a little bit more of an opaque, saturated tone. And then these ones are the Caran d'Ache Luminance. Now these ones I cannot use with water. They are, except for these are my watercolor blush brushes, but I mean brush pencils, but I keep them in here because I travel with this set a lot and they work with Copic marker. So these ones are very brilliant colors, really opaque and strong, but once I put down these, they're wax-based and water will just pool on top. So it's the technique that I'm doing now is what I used for this, the Chinese goddess right here, Magu. That's what I used for her skin as well. And I just did, while the paper was still wet, I used some of my base colors and added in my watercolor pencils. So this is still kind of wet. Firstly, I'm going to put in, might still be too wet actually. So I'm having to color extremely lightly, and I'm basically just adding in tone to the paint that's already there. So this is pretty much turning into paint on contact with the paper. And I'm just having to go really lightly so that it's not causing any issues with the paper or chewing it up, because that I don't want to happen. Okay, and I should have a white somewhere. Weird. I don't know where my Faber-Castell white is. I guess I'll just use Caran d'Ache for that at the end. Oh, thank you, Mark. So, you know what is so nice? I've just got to take a momentary pause and talk about the vibrancy of Schmincke watercolors. They are seriously pigmented. Like, that is some intense color. And usually, I guess I haven't really always worked with the best watercolors. Like, what I had before was, I think, Winsor & Newton's student grade watercolors. So I've never really worked with like a really good brand before. And every time they dried, they would just go completely dull, and it was so frustrating for me because I'd feel like I've got all these awesome colors and then it dries and I don't have awesome colors anymore. So I'm pretty excited to see that the color tones have stayed with this color, and so with these colors. So I'm really happy about that. And then this character, her name is Tay. She has super intense makeup, and I love it. So that's gonna be so fun for me to add in soon. The paper is still damp, so I'm having to be very, very gentle with it. I will be able to add more vibrancy soon once I've got a little bit of the paper has dried a little more. Just grabbing out some more colors. So she is in an icy blue world. So I feel that adding blue and maybe even a little bit of turquoise into her skin is going to be important. So Bambino 7777, thank you for the follow. So now my brush is damp. Let's make sure it's damp. Yes, it's just damp. And I'm going to do some light blends now with the colored pencil that doubles as watercolor. Oh, I'm doing great. See you later, Snow. Have a good one, and I hope your deadline goes so well for you. Oh, thank you, Adam. need to cover up part, like her nose doesn't do that. The purple kind of went to the side, so I'm going to need to fix that a little bit. Oh, thank you, Bambino. I really appreciate that. And welcome to the stream today. Thank you for joining in. Oh, thank you so much for the heads up, Mystery. I was actually late on dinner yesterday, so I probably need to leave even sooner. So I think I need to go in, let's say in 10 minutes at 7:40 so that we can raid somebody and I can still make it to go cook dinner and be done on time. Oh, thank you, Mr. E. I really appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Mark. I'm so glad you could make it today. That is so awesome, Adam. Yay. Okay. Doing the same thing. I'm going to pull some of it out. Actually, the fan brush would probably work really well for this. Let's give it a shot. Because the point is to just slightly blend. Let's try it. Too dry. Your nails aren't as long. Yeah, I really need to fix my nails. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. This fan brush works great for blending happiness. All right, now I'm gonna need to use a little bit of white, which I'm gonna try to use this one because some of the purple went up into her nose a little higher than I wanted it to. I'm looking all over for my pencil and it's right here. No, thank you, Adam. There we go. All right, now it needs to dry for a little bit. But then what I'm gonna do is she has like turquoise dry brush makeup that kind of goes up and beyond her her eyebrows. So that's gonna be really fun to put in. Brettalyzer, thank you so much for being here. I am using Schmincke watercolor pencils, Schmincke watercolor, Faber-Castell watercolor pencils, and then Caran d'Ache luminance pencils. I haven't used those yet, but I plan to towards the end. So the light is gonna be a little bit intense on this one. There's gonna be a lot of darker shadows over here because this jar is glowing. But in all of this, I don't want to lose her lashes. That would really not be good for me, or like the shape of her eye. So I'm just using a, this is a 2B pencil. And I'm just darkening these up a little bit so that I don't lose them in the multitude of watercolor and everything else I'm doing. All right, so let's go raid someone because I need to go cook dinner, and I was late having dinner ready for everybody, so I don't want to do that to them again. Will you have some of the symbols reflected on her chest? You know, I've been thinking about that, and I probably will. Or if her chest is a little bit too light toned for them to reflect, I may put some reflecting onto her corset or something like that. Am I going to use liner for her eyes? I don't know what you mean. I mean, I don't want to go too far with the symbols, because I don't know. There's always the whole less is more concept, so I'm gonna try to keep my ear to the ground as far as like being cautious, and making sure that I'm not like killing a concept. You know, it might be cool if there's a few here or there, and then it might just be like, okay, that's, you went too far, you know? Exactly. Oh, possibly. I'll probably do some inking at the end, Christina. All right. So this is where I got for today, and honestly, this is more than I expected to get done. I wasn't even sure that I would be able to get this much of the background finished. Now, this is not the complete background. I still have a few other layers of depth to add to it, but for now, we've got the basic tones down, the basic colors, and we can take it from there next time. I am going to hopefully go live again tomorrow to continue working on this. I will try. I also need to pack because I leave on Friday for a Comic-Con in Brandon. So I will, I'm going to play it by ear. I'll keep you guys posted, but the hope is that I'll go live again tomorrow. Brettalyzer, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. Okay. Guys, it was so much fun to do this with you today. Thank you again so very much for being here. Let's go see if there's someone we can raid. It's always nice to pass on a raid, especially because I got such an awesome one today, and I'm so grateful to Sam for that. Thanks, guys, so much for those of you who joined with the raid. Thank you. I appreciate it. And let's do, I want to raid Coquette, I believe her name is. Raid Kohquettee. All right, guys, please join me in the raid with to Coquette, and let's give her lots of love. It looks like she's drawing something really awesome. So thank you all so much for being here. I love you. Hopefully see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.